Welcome to Live Interactive English. I am your host, Shane.
And I am your host, Karen. Today we are looking at a lesson called The World's Most Dangerous Cheese. Wait a minute, I love cheese, but I have never heard of any kind of cheese that could be dangerous.
I am crazy about cheese.
Let me
ask you this. Do you even like the sticky cheeses?
Sticky cheeses?
Stinky.
Oh, stinky. You mean like
cheeses.
Smelly kind?
Yeah.
No, I don't like the stinky kind.
You don't like blue cheese?
No, I don't. Do you?
Of course. Then you are not a cheese lover.
I do love cheese, but just not the stinky kind.
Well, to me, it's almost like the stinkier, the better. It's like kind of
stinky tofu.
It's like sticky tofu, like that kind of thing. You want to have that extra stink in it, it's for a very advanced palate, I think. Yeah, but so you just love regular cheeses like cheddar, mozzarella.
I love mozzarella.
Gouda, those kinds of cheeses.
Exactly.
I love all of those too. There's no cheese I don't like except perhaps processed cheese. But I still will eat processed cheese on some things, like maybe if I go to like a burger place that puts some cheese on there and it's not real cheese, I'll eat it, but I won't eat it plain because that's just disgusting.
Okay, so you are definitely a cheese lover.
But
do you know what kind of cheese we'll be talking about today? Do you know any kind of cheese that would be dangerous?
I can't think of any, so I can't wait to find out so that I can try it.
All right, okay, let's get into today's lesson.
Okay.
Cheese is a delicious food that goes great on burgers and pizzas. It is tasty on its own, too. It's common pretty much everywhere, and most people wouldn't think twice before sampling a slice of cheddar or a piece of brie. However, there is one cheese that should set alarm bells ringing: casu marzu. Casu marzu is a Sardinian cheese made from sheep's milk. It has been produced on the Italian island for hundreds of years. However, it is now illegal to sell both in Italy and across the European Union. But why?
All right, I'm very interested to find out about the world's most dangerous cheese.
Me too. What kind of cheese would be dangerous?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's get started. Cheese is a delicious food that goes great on burgers and pizzas. It is tasty on its own too, definitely.
There are so many kinds of cheeses. Sometimes when I go to Costco, and they'll have like a cheese platter. And they'll have all different types of cheeses that you can try. Some have like spiciness and herbs and like all kinds of fun stuff. Woo!
Okay, it's definitely very tasty. Okay, so tasty is an adjective. So what does it mean? If you say that food, especially like savory food, is tasty, you mean that it has a fairly strong and pleasant flavor, which makes it good to eat. So for example, you could say, the last time I was at this restaurant, I had some really tasty chicken. So some really delicious and yummy chicken.
Right, okay, and like you said, it's often reserved for savory foods, which are opposed to sweet foods.
That's right.
Right, okay. Continuing, it's common pretty much everywhere, and most people wouldn't think twice before sampling a slice of cheddar or a piece of brie. Now, brie is one of those cheeses that I'm actually not too fond of.
I thought you love all different kinds.
I will still eat it, but I'm not crazy about it.
Why?
It has a smell to me of like ammonia.
Okay, really?
But I will still eat it.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a vocabulary word slice. So a slice is a thin, flat piece of bread, meat, cheese, etc. that has been cut off a larger piece. All right, so you have a big piece and you take a slice. So for example, Jerome spread butter on a thick slice of white bread.
Ooh.
I love butter on bread.
Same here. Okay, let's go back to the article. However, there is one cheese that should set alarm bells ringing. Casu marzu. Okay, when we say set alarm bells ringing, it means to cause people to begin to be aware of a problem in a situation. So ding, 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 ding. So this kind of cheese is called casu marzu.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
All right, so casu marzu is a Sardinian cheese made from sheep's milk.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
right?
doesn't sound
Okay.
that scary
Yeah.
or dangerous.
It has been produced on the Italian island for hundreds of years.
Oh, I love Italian food.
Well, sounds good to me. I mean, why is that dangerous?
I have no idea, let me tell you. However, it is now illegal to sell both in Italy and across the European Union. But why? So it's illegal to sell casu marzu.
They
Why?
must do something to it in the process of making it.
Maybe some people put poison inside the cheese?
Well, or just maybe some type of a chemical or something, or maybe, gosh, it's really hard to speculate what it would be that would cause it to become illegal. It's just cheese.
Exactly. Does that mean that it will probably make you sick after you eat it?
Who knows? Okay, well, you know what? I think we're going to find out after the break. So
right.
let's hurry up, get past this break, and I want to find out why a cheese would become illegal.
All right.
Okay.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课程要介绍世界上最危险的乳酪。对许多人来说，乳酪是一种美味食物，适合搭配汉堡还有披萨，本身也非常好吃。那么 Shane 老师说他喜欢买 cheese platter，cheese platter 就是起司拼盘。老师就说有的是有辛辣味道啊，或者是有用不同的香草。那这时候他用到 herb，H-E-R-B， 或者是念作 herb。它是表达调味用的香草或者是有药草的意思。那么课文提到说，乳酪几乎在每个地方都很常见，大多数的人在品尝切达乳酪或者是布里干酪前，并不会再三考虑。不过呢，有一种乳酪应该会让人敲响警钟，引起你的警觉，那就是卡苏马苏乳酪。它是一种用羊奶制成的萨丁尼亚乳酪，在这座意大利的岛上已经生产了数百年，但是现在它在意大利和整个欧盟销售都是非法的。为什么呢？Shane老师觉得，这个原因蛮难猜的。老师用到 speculate 这个动词 ，S-P-E-C-U-L-A-T-E，speculate 它表示推测、猜测或是猜想。老师在聊到这个布里干酪时，觉得那种乳酪有一股味道像是 ammonia 就是指阿摩尼亚的意思。那么课文单字 tasty 它是形容美味的、可口的。Karen 老师在解释单字时用到 savory S-A-V-O-R-Y savory 它表示咸香的、美味可口的。再看到 slice 这个名词可以指食物的薄片或者是一片。那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 think twice， 表示再三考虑、三思。那它是不及物用法，后面可以接 about something 去表达再三考虑某事。例如 Maybe you should think twice about the job offer， 也许你该再三考虑那个工作机会。那第二个重点是 set alarm bells ringing 或者是 set the alarm bells ringing 表达敲响警钟，引起警觉。那么 alarm bells 原本是指警铃，后来用来指这个警钟、预警的信号。这个片语呢，也可以说 ring alarm bells 或者是 sound alarm bells。那么 alarm bells 这部分也可以用单数型，就可以说 ring an alarm bell, sound an alarm bell 来表达。举例来说 ，The discovery has set the alarm bells ringing worldwide。这项发现为全世界敲响了警钟，引起了大家的警觉。好，接回课文中。
Well, it gets its flavor from maggots that live inside it. Casu marzu is traditionally eaten while these maggots are still alive. They can cause consumers to suffer health problems, including vomiting and stomach pains. When eating the cheese, a diner will often wear glasses or hold their nose to avoid a maggot jumping into their eyes or nostrils. For these reasons, the Guinness World Records listed casu marzu as the most dangerous cheese in 2009. Although it's illegal to sell, many Sardinians still produce casu marzu for their own use. They see the cheese as a fundamental part of their identity and believe the taste is well worth the risk.
Cheese, 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 cheese. Like, this has got to be one of my favorite things to talk about. This is one of my favorite things to eat. I think, especially Westerners, like we eat a lot of cheese. We love cheese, right? But we're found out here that we've got casu marzu, which is Sardinian cheese, that so far, it's made from goat milk. Sounds good. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's been made illegal, right? So why would a cheese become illegal?
Maybe because it's very, very dangerous, and now we're gonna tell you why.
Okay, let's find out why.
Okay, well, it gets its flavor from maggots that live inside it.
Wait a second.
Okay, I'm sorry, that sounds really, really disgusting.
So a maggot is basically the larva of a fly. Before a fly becomes a fly, it's a maggot.
Yes, and they kind of look like small worms.
Little worms, yeah.
Okay, so let me continue. Casu marzu is traditionally eaten while these maggots are still alive. So that means when you're eating the cheese and then the maggots are still moving inside the cheese.
So wait a second. Wait, do you eat the maggots too?
Yes, I guess so. Because they're inside the cheese and then you eat them when they're alive. Come
on, you have to eat around them. No one's going to be eating maggots. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
This is unbelievable. Okay, so continue. They can cause consumers to suffer health problems, including vomiting and stomach pains. I would be vomiting too if my cheese was covered in maggots.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have this word consumer. So a consumer is somebody who consumes something. So as a verb, to consume means to take in. That could be through like your mouth when you're consuming food, which is what we're talking about here. Somebody who's eating it, right? But a consumer can also be somebody who buys goods or uses services. So if you bought this cheese, you would consume it. You'd also be a consumer because you bought it. So, for example, Fred is a big consumer of burgers and pizzas.
So he's always buying burgers and pizzas, right?
He's always buying them and he's always eating them.
Okay, we also have this word here, suffer. So to suffer, that is a verb. It just means to experience pain or unpleasant emotions. So for example, you could say Marge has suffered from a headache all day. Okay, well, let's go back to the article.
Okay. When eating the cheese, a diner will often wear glasses or hold their nose to avoid a maggot jumping into their eyes or nostrils. Time out. Okay,
oh my goodness.
It doesn't sound like they eat them. It sounds like they're just trying to avoid them from jumping. But
it will be very hard.
It would not only be your eyes and your nose, you would have to really worry about them jumping into your mouth. So I'm really curious, do people eat the maggots? Oh
I think they do.
Okay, so for these reasons, the Guinness World Records listed casu marzu as the most dangerous cheese in 2009.
And I can see why now. And I don't know, it sounds so dangerous and it sounds really, really yucky.
Yeah, so if you heard the Guinness Book of World Records, it's just a reference book of world records, both of human achievements and the extremes of the natural world.
That's right.
Right.
Okay. Although it's illegal to sell, many Sardinians still produce casu casu marzu for their own use. They see the cheese as a fundamental part of their identity and believe the taste is well worth the risk.
Interesting. So,
Wow.
Maybe-
Mind-blowing.
I think, okay, if you just gave me a slice of casu marzu, I think I would try it.
Really?
I think I would try it.
Wow, you're not afraid of maggots?
They're saying because the taste is well worth the risk. That means it must be a very tasty cheese. And I like to live on the edge a little bit. So I think think it's worth the risk to try it. But I don't want to see any maggots.
Okay, we're now looking at this word here, fundamental, and that is an adjective. So you use fundamental to describe things, activities, and principles that are very important or essential. For example, you could say freedom of speech is a fundamental part of American society, like a very important part, right? Okay, so you said that you would like to try if you had a chance. And how about you? You can ask me.
I think I already know the answer. I don't think you will go anywhere near that cheese.
No. I can't even stand looking at a picture of someone eating that cheese.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, although this cheese sounds pretty disgusting, apparently it is flavorful. I would give it a try. And maybe if you are daring like me and you get an opportunity someday, you can try it too.
All right, don't forget this name, casu marzu.
Okay, that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
刚刚说卡苏马苏乳酪在意大利和整个欧盟销售都是非法的，为什么呢？原来它的味道是来自里面的蛆虫。传统上人们会在这个蛆虫还活着的时候吃这种乳酪，但它们可能会导致食用者出现健康问题，包括呕吐还有胃痛。那在吃的时候，食用者通常会戴上眼镜或是捏住鼻子，以免这个蛆虫跳进眼睛或是鼻孔里面。好，我们补充一下 maggot 就是蛆。那么 Shane 老师他有提到 larva L-A-R-V-A larva 就是幼虫，昆虫幼体。Karen 老师刚刚说这听起来很恶心，他用到 yucky Y-U-C-K-Y yucky 就可以形容是恶心的。好，那么课文单字 consumer 它表示使用者或是消费者， suffer 这个动词则表示遭受、遭遇或者是受磨难。老师在讲解时他有用到 unpleasant 这个字，就是在 pleasant 前面加上否定字首 un， 它是形容令人不愉快的、不舒服的。那课文最后提到说，尽管贩售是非法的，但许多萨丁尼亚岛上的人还是会生产卡苏马苏乳酪供自己使用，他们把这种乳酪视为身份认同很重要的一部分，也认为它的味道非常值得冒险一试。那这时候Shane老师他有用到一个形容词叫 daring D-A-R-I-N-G daring 就可以形容大胆的、勇于冒险的或是英勇的。那么单字 fundamental 它是形容十分重要的、根本的或是基础的。这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。这边要介绍的是 be worth 加上名词或动名词，表示有什么什么的价值，值得做什么什么的。那我们先用 be worth 加上名词来造句。The book is well worth a read. 那本书很值得一读。那这边在 worth 前面加上副词 well 是表达非常很，就是用来修饰用。那至于用 be worth 加上动名词的话，这是用主动来表达被动的语义，像是 The TV show is worth watching， 那个电视节目值得一看。那这边就不会用到 worth being watched 来表达值得被看哦。好，那么以上今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Cheese is a delicious food that goes great on burgers and pizzas. It is tasty on its own, too. It's common pretty much everywhere, and most people wouldn't think twice before sampling a slice of cheddar or a piece of brie. However, there is one cheese that should set alarm bells ringing: casu marzu. Casu marzu is a Sardinian cheese made from sheep's milk. It has been produced on the Italian island for hundreds of years. However, it is now illegal to sell both in Italy and across the European Union. But why? Well, it gets its flavor from maggots that live inside it. Casu marzu is traditionally eaten while these maggots are still alive. They can cause consumers to suffer health problems, including vomiting and stomach pains. When eating the cheese, a diner will often wear glasses or hold their nose to avoid a maggot jumping into their eyes or nostrils. For these reasons, the Guinness World Records listed casu marzu as the most dangerous cheese in 2009. Although it's illegal to sell, many Sardinians still produce casu marzu for their own use. They see the cheese as a fundamental part of their identity and believe the taste is well worth the risk.
Hey, 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 it's Kiwi on the street.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie, and I also have to get going because I am just busy as a bee. I have a lot of homework.
Oh, looks like we have to work on some phrases. Let's go. It's time to work on some phrases. The first one is 知晓,掌握状况. So which one do you think it is?
I think it's in the loop.
In the loop.
In the loop. In the loop. In the loop.
I'm not sure, but maybe in the loop.
In the loop? Well, you guessed correctly. Very good. In the loop. Okay, but what about?
提交讨论中.
On the table.
On the table.
On the table.
On the table. On the table. On the table.
Okay. Why not on the chair?
Yeah.
When you are discussing with others, you have to discuss it on the table.
But you can also discuss it on the chair.
You're sitting on the chair.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is your answer?
What does your heart tell you?
On the table.
Good thing you didn't listen to me. Ding, ding, ding. On the table. What did we learn today?
We learned a lot of new phrases today. Let's check them out. The first one is in the loop. This phrase means to be fully informed about something or to actively participate in a discussion or the process of something. Now, this phrase came from the world of aviation. Pilots had to fly in a loop formation, and they needed to keep precise coordinates to avoid hitting each other. So, being in the loop meant that you were a part of the group that is following and aware of the same plan. An example sentence is, make sure you follow our social media accounts to stay in the loop. The next phrase is on the table. It means to put something or make something available or to put forward for discussion or consideration. The phrase basically comes from the literal idea of laying things out on the table for a group of people to talk about. It can also have the meaning of a topic or a decision that has been put aside for future discussions. An example sentence would be, there are 2 designs for the new library on the table. And that's all for today. Kiwi later.